Hello students. Dear students, in our last biology classes, we discussed about many things like microorganisms, cell theory and reproduction in animals, like that many chapters, is it? Why should we are not learning about ourselves, children? So, now I am going to teach you about yourselves, okay? So, we can learn about ourselves through our new chapter. That is, it is a continuation of a reproduction chapter. Chapter name is Reaching the Age of Adolescence. So, good morning all my dear students. Hope you all are well. So, students, now you are in the age of adolescence. Okay, adolescence. What is adolescence, children? Okay, let me explain first what is adolescent. Now you are in adolescence age, and that's why you are an adolescent. Now your age may be 13 to 14 years, like that, is it? Why teachers are saying you are an adolescent? Because adolescent age is starting from 11 years to 19 years. Okay, that's why we called you are a teenager. It is teen at the end. That is teenagers. Students, when you are checking your friends, you can feel that many changes are happening in your friends. Is it, children? Maybe Arshad is different from Irfan. Irfan is different from Sabir, and Sabir is different from Aslam. Aslam is different from Shahrin, like that. So many different changes are happening in your body. Is it, children? That's why we can say that adolescence is the period of life when human body undergo many changes leading to reproductive maturity. That we call adolescence. Okay, so how we can define? Children, we can say like that adolescence, it is the period between childhood and adulthood. It is the period between childhood and adulthood. That's why I told age difference between 11 years to 19 years. We can call that person as an adolescent person. Okay, students, some body changes physically and mentally that are happening when we are growing up. Is it? That body changes or that physical or mental changes we called puberty. Okay, what, children? Puberty. So we have to define as like that. Puberty is the body changes in adolescent period. It is the body changes happening in adolescence period. That is, we call puberty. Most important changes in puberty, that is, boys and girls become capable of reproduction. Many changes that are happening at the period of puberty. Let's check what all are they. Increase in height. Okay, we can clearly understand the differences in height. Then changes in body shape. Then voice change. Like girls' voice is entirely different from boys' voice. Okay. Then enlargement of voice box of boys. Okay. Then increased activity of sweat and sebaceous gland. Then development of sex organ. Then we are reacting mentally, intellectual and emotional maturity. These all are the main changes that are happening at puberty period. I know, children, it is very difficult to adjust that changes happening in our body because we all are human beings, right? So we know that very difficult. Mentally maybe we are depressed. But this is the best time for studying. Okay, intellectual. We have to study a lot in this age of teenage. So you have to be enjoy with your study. Okay. So children, it is a good time for education. Maybe you feel insecure while trying to adjust to the changes of body and mind. It's my advice, children. You should enjoy with your studying. So children, let's check the differences between adolescence and puberty one more time. All should have to listen carefully. Adolescence, it is the period of life when the body undergoes changes leading to reproductive maturity. That process we call adolescence. Puberty, it is the human body undergoes several changes during adolescence period. That's we called that many changes we call puberty. So children, different changes that are happening in puberty period also we discussed. What all are they? Changes in height, changes in body shape, then changes in our voice, larynx or voice box. It is much bigger than girls, right? We can call it as a Adam's apple, right? And changes in sex organ, and also changes intellectually, mentally. Boys and girls are changing in this teenage period is the children. So children, now let's talk about the secondary sexual characters. Primary sexual characters like testes and ovum we discussed in our reproduction chapter, right? Now we can check what all of the secondary sexual characters. Okay, did you notice that children, our parents also saying like that pimples and hair in our face, these are depending our hormones in our body. What is hormones, children? Now let's check what is hormone and how they are controlling these things. Okay, students, when we are learning about the hormone, you should understand what is glands, because glands, they are producing hormones. Okay, so that's why first we need to understand about what is glands. Mainly we have two types of glands in our body, that are endocrine gland and exocrine gland. Okay, endocrine and exocrine gland, or we have to say like that, ductless gland and duct gland, that is exocrine gland. Okay, then let's check how these glands that are producing hormone in our body. Okay, endocrine gland, endocrine, that is inside some glands that are present, and they are ductless. Okay, they are also called ductless gland. They directly released hormones into the bloodstream. They are directly releasing the hormone into the bloodstream. That's our endocrine gland. Actually, what is hormone, children? Hormones are some chemicals that are producing by endocrine gland. Main endocrine gland in our human body, let's check the diagram, that is in our head, in our brain, that main master gland is present. That's we called pituitary gland. Pituitary, okay, pituitary gland is a master gland in human body. It secretes many hormones and it controls all the glands in our body. So children, we can directly say like that our sex hormones also controlled by master gland, that is pituitary gland. Okay, so these endocrine and exocrine glands are the control of pituitary gland. Okay, students, we are learning about the adolescence, is it? So sex hormones are main role in the changes of adolescent, right? So many changes are happening in our body because of these hormones, sex hormone. So let's check about the sex hormones first. Okay, we have two types of sex hormones in our body. That is, for male, sex organ is testes, right? And it's producing testosterone. That is a type of a hormone, testosterone. Okay, testosterone, which is producing from testes, and it is a type of a male reproductive hormone. Okay, which control all the male activities in human being. Okay, and female, that is producing ovary, is it? It is the reproductive part of the female. Okay, and it which producing what, children? Estrogen is a type of a female sex hormone. Okay, and it control all the activities of female in human body. Clear, children? Male and female differentiations that are happening mainly because of hormone, like sex hormones. These hormones are produced from endocrine gland. Okay, we have two types of gland. What are they? Endocrine and exocrine gland. Endocrine gland, we can say the example, that is sex hormone. Okay, what about exocrine gland? We can say the example like that sweat gland and sweat gland, which is producing sweat in our body. Okay, now I have sweat in my face. Okay, that is produced by exocrine gland. And one more gland, that is sebaceous gland. Okay, sebaceous gland, which is producing oily face in also, and pimples, that's why producing because of sebaceous gland. These two types of glands are exocrine glands. Let's check the role of hormone in initiating reproductive function. Hormones from pituitary stimulate testes and ovaries to release testosterone in male and estrogen in female. These are the two types of sex hormone in male and female, and they're released in the bloodstream directly. That's why we call it as a endocrine gland, right? And reach parts of the body, that is target site. They are reaching at the target site. What is target site, children? That is, endocrine gland release hormones into the bloodstream to reach a particular body part. Okay, it may be directly go to the breast part and producing milk. Okay, in mammary gland. This also function of estrogen. Okay, and it stimulates changes in the body at onset of puberty. That's why we can change in our human body. Like male and female characters are different, right? So students, now I'm little only explained about the hormones, but more explanation about the hormones we can learn in our next class. Okay, so today's topic is how many times I use the word adolescence in this class. Okay, so all should have to read the chapter at least 3 times thoroughly. Okay, reading is must, and we can meet in our next class. Thank you.